Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex. And a lot of you accurately noticed that in my video this morning, I did not mention the developer's note at all. And I also seemingly spoke incorrectly, saying there's no way they're going to choose Star-Lord as the main character for the Epic Quest when the developer note clearly confirms that. Now, obviously, it's just the unfortunate situation where I live in Canada, and these notes are being posted from someone who is in Korea. So this is 4 a.m. I stay up pretty late nowadays, and it's not good for my health necessarily. But yeah, I had already recorded and posted and made a video, finished a video by the time this developer note had come out. So I wasn't really in the mood to go back and re-record a brand new video at 5 o'clock in the morning, just for this. So yes, some of the information is hilariously expired, but it's just the unfortunate situation of living on the opposite side of the world. Like if I was in Korea, this would have posted at 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. for me. I would have still had hours to make a video because instead of 9 a.m. it would be 9 p.m., etc. So this is actually now speaking about the developer note, this is actually a huge deal because this is the first time ever. Okay, ever. I'm speaking with 100% clarity now. This is the first time in 5+ years that Marvel Future Fight has ever released a developer note. And it's very interesting because if you go over to, and I don't know why you'd go over to them, but if you play the game, if you go over to the 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross page, their Netmarble forum, or if you watch my second channel, Cynicalex, and you should watch my second channel, Cynicalex, there is a dev note from just 2 days earlier. Now, this dev note is a little bit different. This is a dev note in response to a lot of backlash that the global community gave the game for, inadequacies and sort of differences and slights that the global server was experiencing compared to the Japanese server. We don't have that issue in Marvel Future Fight because there's only one version and one server for the game that all players share. So it is different, and it's not the same reason why, but it's very interesting that this is posted literally 2 days later. So I really, really, really hope, it would be my ultimate dream for Netmarble Monster, the development team, to take notes and to copy the best aspects of 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross, King of Fighters All-Star, because trust me guys, I play both of those games. They're amazing. They lack some of the magic of Marvel Future Fight, and they don't have the Marvel IP, but they're amazing games. And if Marvel Future Fight adopts their best practices, like their epic quests, their final bosses, etc., we will have, and I've said this so many times, it's kind of sad, but we will have the best mobile game out there. Anywho, let's talk about the developer notes and let's dive into them, because they're not perfect. They're definitely flawed, but this is a really good first try. It's like your baby's first words, right? You're not so much worried about what word your baby says or how their enunciation or pronunciation is, right? You're just amazed that they finally learned to talk. So thank you, Marvel Future Fight and Netmarble Monster. After 5 years, you finally found the ability to speak. Please continue to do this. We would hope to get a developer note every 2 to 3 months. That would be fantastic. Okay, and that would help you roadmap the game for us even better than it's been, and it hasn't been done very well for the past 5 years. Okay, so they start off with a little intro talking about the 5-year anniversary and preparing the May update and the Guardians of the Galaxy Epic Quest. So they sort of reconfirm it. They talk about the Punisher uniform for Star-Lord, and then they go into more detail about the Guardians of the Galaxy Epic Quest. So basically, what a developer's note can be, it can just be explaining design decisions that they've made. They can be talking about design decisions that they're making for the future and what future content is going to be looking like. They could have an apology. There's lots of different things that they can do in a developer's note, but it's basically just a way for the developers directly to communicate with us rather than it being CM fragment, or rather than it just being some, made for social media, made for news clips, sort of soundbite about content to come. This is more real. This is more organic. This is something that, regular people that don't play the game, they wouldn't really understand this as well as we would. So this is written for us, for the players. So they confirmed right away they chose the Guardians of the Galaxy, the new Epic Quest, because they think a story that features Star-Lord is an amazing experience for characters. So Star-Lord is the main character, like Mr. Fantastic, Wolverine, Doctor Strange. Yes, Cynicalex was wrong in his prediction. Hilarious. So they talk about how the dev team put a lot of love into the narrative, and they want to capture the wit and charm of Star-Lord as, he's been portrayed in the MCU and things like that. So then they talk about, so this is more from like a goal point of view or just like a broad scope. And then they sort of talk about more specifically what they're trying to change about this Epic Quest compared to the other Epic Quest. So I think they recognize that the game is getting older and they can't just keep copying and pasting the Epic Quests. We'll have to see exactly how it is different, but they specify here, previous Epic Quests have been journeys to reach Tier 2 Deadpool, Tier 2 Mr. Fantastic, etc. This Epic Quest main goal is going to be reaching Tier 2 and then continuing to Tier 3 for Star-Lord. So that's pretty interesting. The Star of the Guardians of the Galaxy. This is because we believe that as the game continues the growth rate, the Epic Quest must also expand. Yes, so exactly, yes. This is a very important mantra that you guys need to... You just erase the word Epic Quest Heroes and just put content. This is because we believe as the game service continues, you're on your 6th year now, the growth rate of challenges, rewards, content where you can use your entire roster must also expand. Okay, so now we acknowledge that Shadowland must get better and expand more and have more content in it. ABX, Timeline Battle, etc. Okay, great. We've established that. So this is good. This is cool. This is interesting. We'll have to see how that plays out. Hopefully the Epic Quest takes longer than 3 days to get a Tier 3 Star-Lord. Usually it takes about 3 days if you have enough resources stockpiled to reach the end of the Epic Quest and get the Tier 2. So we'll see how much they've added on to that to go from Tier 2 to Tier 3. It has to be at least another 3 days, in my opinion. So it would have to take at least 6 days to get a Tier 3 Star-Lord. It'll also be very interesting because no one will have Tier 3 Star-Lord otherwise, unless you can get him through the traditional means, which would be kind of weird. We'll have to wait and see, because some people already have Star-Lord level 70, gear 25, so I'm not really sure how that's going to play out, but we'll see. It'll be interesting. And then they go on to talk about other things. It's not just about the update. Well, it is about the update, but it's not just about the Guardians of the Galaxy Epic Quest. So the World Boss Challenge Record Reset and Ultimate Boss Level Reward Reset. So they misspelled opinions here. They should spell check it. They received many opinions from from agents regarding how, after continuous changes to the World Boss since November, the current World Boss Challenge records do not properly reflect agents' growth status. That's true because, for example, after we all figured out how to do the Weapon Hex combo with Hydra Cap for the Strikers, people were clearing stage 99 very quickly and very easily. Some people were even clearing like stage 50 with really joke characters. So it really skewed the results and it skewed the rankings for World Boss. If you're not sure what they're talking about as far as rankings, when you go over to World Boss, I'll show you quickly here. In the bottom, you see World Boss Challenge Records. My camera's covering it, but it's basically right here underneath today's World Boss. And you can see there's a list of players. And these, people compete for this, right? People try to get high scores and they want to show off. But this has been sort of muddied and confused because of people being able to take advantage of strategies that no longer work or no longer work as effectively. So they are going to be resetting those lists. So it's not going to impact anything else. In order to improve the challenge records, the ranking and the first clear rewards for each level of World Boss will be reset. Previous play records will not be reset. So your previously highest played level will not be reset. You're not going to have to go back and do the challenges again, like the 100-second challenge or the clear 5 times. With like these challenges here, you're not going to have to do these challenges again. But they are going to be resetting these records, and they're going to be, as a token of appreciation to us, they're going to be resetting the first clear rewards. So whenever you get to a stage that ends in 0 or 5, there's a first clear reward of an extra booty box. So if you see here on stage 70, you can see there's a first clear reward, and there is a red booty box. So the first clear rewards, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, those are all going to be reset. So you can go in and collect all of those again. So that's going to be a ton, especially for veterans, that's a ton of extra booty boxes. Unfortunately, booty boxes have random rewards, so there's a chance that someone's going to open like 30 or 40 booty boxes in a row and get a bunch of Emcron crystals and Phoenix feathers, a la me. But hopefully a lot of you out there will pull, premium cards or CTPs or like more valuable rewards. We apologize for frequently changing the World Boss system, and we, the Marvel Future Fight team, will do our best to provide much better content to our agents. Do our best to provide much better content for our agents. Yes, exactly. This is what you need to do. Okay, all right, calm down, Alex. And then we come to the third part here, character growth score change. Okay, So they talk about how we've added tons of characters and various criteria is involved in calculating the character growth score. Now, just to remind you, the character growth score is over here, and this is how we calculate your character ranking. You can see my growth score is 211,000, and my rank is just under 3,000. And this is how, with the growth score, this is how you calculate the rank 1 for each character. And you have those events where they give away rewards for ranking up the characters. Okay, but they said, however, if new uniforms are released, the character's growth score may decrease as only the equipped uniform's growth status is applied to that character's growth score. Basically, some players complained that when a new uniform comes out for a character, they would lose their number 1 ranking because they have all of the other uniforms mythic, but not the newest one, and the newest one is the one that's being applied. Basically, this is just an error on their part, where they only, when the growth score looks at your uniforms, the equipped uniform rank, it only looks for the newest uniform. It doesn't do a lookup for any of the older uniforms. So that's just a flaw in their lookup mechanic for the uniform. So how do they fix that? Well, let's read on. Since the time and materials spent on all existing uniforms are not applied to the character's growth score, many have voiced that it is unfair. Sure. Therefore, we have decided to include all existing uniforms' growth status to the character growth score. So what they're saying is that from now on, when you calculate a character's growth score, it's going to take into consideration the rank of all of the character's uniforms. So take, for example, my Star-Lord's rank is probably going to drop because I have one of his uniforms at rare. But for example, my Wolverine, he has all of the uniforms mythic. So I'm probably going to see a bump in my growth score massively. Can you think of why this is a problem? Okay, so this is a problem for 3 reasons. The first reason that it's a problem is specifically for Captain Marvel. For anyone that's been trying to get Captain Marvel rank 1 or Captain Marvel rank 5 or whatever, anyone who's been trying to push into the top 50, you are screwed permanently because you're probably missing one uniform. Secret Wars Captain Marvel. This uniform is no longer offered because it was part of a gacha event where people had to gamble thousands of dollars to obtain the uniform. It's a crappy uniform to begin with, but it was discontinued because players found out through math that Netmarble Monster was actually trying to rip you off and trying to scam you into gambling more, and they were skewing the results. They were skewing basically, the more you pulled, the smaller the chance would be that you would get the last card that you needed, which would require you to spend way more money. So basically, the odds were changing as you gambled more, which is insane. The odds have to remain constant. So they apologized, they discontinued the event, and they permanently made the uniform unavailable. The uniform only had a 1-month availability to begin with. But anyways, so anyone who was trying to push for a Captain Marvel top ranking and didn't have that uniform is now permanently screwed. But that's not the only problem. On top of that, the second reason why it's a problem is because Netmarble Monster is just pushing players to spend more money to get their rank 1 status or their rank 5 or whatever status back. So previously, even if you were a whale, okay, even if you spent tens of thousands of dollars on this game, you could have rank 1 Captain America with only the newest uniform at Mythic. But now those players who spent tons of money are going to have to go back and not only purchase all of Captain America's other uniforms, but have to get them to Mythic. So unfortunately, that is going to drive some ultra competitive whales to just go and spam these purchases as much as possible to waste mega mythic rank up tickets for these uniforms. So that's just pure greed on Netmarble Monster's part. The third problem is they're ignoring the entire they're ignoring the real problem with character growth score. So this part of the dev note actually really pisses me off. It really pisses me off because they know what the real problem is with the character growth score. It's not the fact that the uniforms aren't all being calculated. Like, get out of here. You guys are just so greedy. It's crazy. The problem with the character growth score is that you have to build your characters, incorrectly to get number 1. Okay, take Sandman, for example. Sandman is the best example of how you cripple your character to get rank 1 status. Where the hell is Sandman? So once I find Sandman, if I'm not blind, once I find Sandman, I'll be able to show you guys what this looks like. Oh my god, I am blind. Okay, so you go to the rank 1 Sandman. Let's take a look at the rank 1 Sandman. What does the rank 1 Sandman have? Oh, that's right. He's got Hawk's Eye ISO 8 set. Oh, but Hawk's Eye ISO 8 set. I don't remember it having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 nimble ISOs. Huh. Weird. I guess this is the best build for Sandman. Yes. Giving him a bunch of dodge and not giving him an ISO 8 set. Huh. Weird. Let's take a look at the Uru. Wow. Skill cooldown, energy defense. Wow. Are these the best Uru for Sandman? No, they're not the best Uru for Sandman. Recovery rate, energy defense, you've got to be kidding me. Energy attack for Sandman? He doesn't use energy attack. As you can see right there, he uses physical attack. So this is purposely or by accident, but still illustrates the gross, the magnificent, like the gigantic incompetence for whoever created the character growth score calculations. The game does not care if you have a good build for your character. The game just looks at all of your items equipped. It's the laziest code ever. The code just looks at the items you have equipped. It doesn't cross-reference them with the character. It just looks at the items and it says, is this the highest value? It is? Okay, give them the maximum score. That's it. So you could equip all physical defense. You could equip you can't equip 5, but you could equip energy defense, physical defense, and recovery rate. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Some Uru have a little bit higher number like points given, but as you can see, this is incredibly stupid for a game that's 5+ years old, for a game that wants you to spend thousands of dollars to get a rank 1 character. The fact that you could do this kind of stupidity and get a rank 1 character just shows how shit the system is. So I actually am really upset that they made changes to the character growth score and didn't address these problems. They are either really stupid or they don't care and they just want your money. So I'm not really complaining for the rest of the players that don't care about growth score and don't care about getting rank 1. I apologize to all the players who do want rank 1 and have to continue to put up with Marvel Future Fight and Netmarble Monsters' gross incompetence. Like, it doesn't feel fun at all. Think about it, right? I want rank 1 Iron Man. Okay, make your Iron Man shitty. What did you say? I love Iron Man. I want Iron Man to be number 1. Yeah, I know, but listen, we just want your money. So just equip the stupidest, just equip the highest ranking items on him. I don't care if they're the right Uru. Just give him physical attack. I don't care. Give him strike Uru. Okay? But strike Uru is double physical attack. What did I say? I don't care. I just want your money. Okay? So give him strike Uru. Give him whatever other Odin's Blessing possible. I don't even care if he has the right ISO 8 set. Just equip all perfect ISO. It doesn't matter. What? Doesn't he need energy attack and HP? No, he doesn't. He needs the highest possible number. So dodge is the easiest one to roll because it has 1 stat instead of 2. So just give him a bunch of dodge and give him a bunch of crit rate HP Urus, ISO 8, you ding dong, and give me more money. That's what the character growth score is. It doesn't care about the character's build at all. So I'm very disappointed that they didn't address this and they didn't change this. The only thing I would say is if you are a player that pushes for number 1, maybe consider stop giving Netmarble Monster money for this, because it's clear that they don't care about actually making the growth score a, competitive and interesting and fair place. They just want to rip as much money out of your pocket as possible, and it's 100% obvious with the fact that they made this change to the uniforms. They're literally just trying to gouge you for more money, and it's disgusting. So yeah, Netmarble Monster, listen, you guys have to change the growth score. Sure, if you want to count all the uniforms, whatever, but the rank should be calculated. I know it's a more complicated calculation. I'm so sorry to give you more work and to make your job actually meaningful. I know, but anyways, the calculation for growth score should be based on what is best for the character. So giving energy attack to a physical attack character should obviously not give you any points, right? Not having an ISO 8 set bonus should not give you any points, right? Yeah. So you have to go back in. I know you guys are lazy and you don't want to touch your code that's 5 years old, but you have to go back in and you have to change your code for your character growth score so that it actually accurately reflects the number 1 character. How big of a joke is it? Okay, how big of a joke is it that when you go to the rank 1 character and you check them out, they're usually not the best version of the character. They're usually not. So it's even misleading to players when they're like, oh, I want to build my Yelena. Let's go see what the number 1 Yelena is doing. Oh, okay, number one, Yelena has a CTP of authority. Okay, I guess that's the best thing to do for her. I will give her exactly the same build. Turns out you're wrong most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time they're wrong, and it's not the best build. So yeah, it's a bit embarrassing that they would do that. It's a bit embarrassing. It's a bit embarrassing, and it's quite frustrating. But yeah, it is what it is. So the Dev Note is not all positive. I know, I had to find some negative in there. It's me. Other quality of life improvements. First, you can conveniently choose your heroes to take on the world boss by using presets. So they're introducing preset teams to world boss. This is good. This is going to make it faster to jump in, and it's going to make it less annoying to scroll through and find characters. This should have been done a while ago, but at least now is better. You know, it's better now than better late than never. With 200 plus characters, it's just ridiculous to scroll through a tiny bar that only shows 3 characters at a time. Like 200 divided by 3 is like 77 rows. So it's just ridiculous, right? With the presets, agents don't have to select characters every time they play World Boss. Secondly, agents can create custom status boards. Again, this is just like a cute little quality of life thing. You can go over here to the content status board, which is right next to the enter button, and you can customize this. I guess you can drag them around or something like that. Maybe you can order them in the order that you want them in, so that you can do the content sort of bing, 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 the way that you want it. People have been asking for this for a while, so it's good that they've given this to us. And then they thank us for playing the game, and then they will do their best to listen to agents' opinions more frequently and become much closer to the community. I really appreciate that. I think that's fantastic. I love everything about this dev note except for this. So it's disappointing that they take the opportunity to just rip money out of your pocket, and on top of that, they try and spin this as something that we wanted, right? Oh, it's so unfair. It's so unfair, guys. It's so unfair that we don't get more of your money. It's really unfair, guys. I know. Instead of a new whale coming to the game and spending, $10,000 to get the rank 1 Captain America, we want them to spend $15,000 and have a whole bunch of useless mythic uniforms. It's so unfair to the devs, right? It's so unfair to the marketing department. It's so unfair to the CEOs that line their pockets with our dollars. It's just so unfair, guys. It's not unfair. It's greedy. That's what it is. So, anyways, hey, Marvel Future Fight, Netmarble Monster. Not bad. 2 out of 3, right? 2 out of 3. That's pretty good. Number 1 and number 2, actually 3 out of 4. Number 1, number 2, and number 4 are awesome. You only screwed up on number 3, so that's pretty good. Round of applause there. Let me know what you guys think of the dev note. I think this is a fantastic thing. Despite there being one bad apple, there's, nothing's perfect. You got to accept it, but you also got to call it out. But I do think at large, on the macro, this developer note is fantastic. I want to see more of this, and it does give me more optimism and more hope for the future of this game. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.